You can mop up in aisle 3. It's anywhere from 9 to 30 cloves of garlic. Ooh, these onions are making me cry, or maybe it's my love life. I've got an 8-pound prime rib, right? The rib roast, which is ribeye on the bone from the cow. And I am gonna get it nice and oven ready. I like to cut some, not so deep incisions in a crisscross pattern. Whatever seasoning you put on there, it gets in there a little bit more. It's aesthetic. You can have fun with it. It makes you feel chefy. It's good to get that fat all crackly and crispy. It gives it more texture. See that? Now, I'm not gonna do a ton to this. I'm of the mindset that less is more. I've got some just old school black peppercorns, a couple tablespoons. This is an 8-pound roast, by the way. This feeds 4 people in my family and 10 in yours, 8 to 10. Old school chef method, bottom of a saute pan, crush. They have butcher's cut pepper, but it's better when you crack the pepper from whole yourself. It's fresher, right? Has a better taste. And I'm just pressing down. You can hear that pepper breaking. And you see that it's starting to break up. Take a little nose bath with me, because you'll see how unbelievably spicy black pepper is. Really got a great heat to it. All right, broken up a little bit. And that becomes a lot of pepper, those few tablespoons. Salt, kosher salt, all over the top. We're gonna go on a rack tray with a rack, no walls. It's gonna get that all around tan, because there's no walls preventing it, right? So I'm gonna get a little olive oil and just put a little right down where I'm gonna go on the rack. And I'm gonna press some of this in here. And now we're gonna turn it over, and we're gonna do the same thing. Now, I'm not gonna dip my hands back into this whole bowl of salt, right? Because I've got beef on my hands. So when you're seasoning a big cut of meat, especially things like chicken or beef, obviously, take a little salt to the side. Dip your hands in it many times you want, get rid of it, and that way you're not contaminating your whole salt container. Again, pretty liberally. And you see there's salt on the board too. You can mop up in aisle 3. Let's take a look at that. I mean, just think of it as like snow on a cedar roof. You really want this outside covered. Your board should be clean, right? But those end cuts, I feel like they don't get enough love. Make sure you get in there on the end too. Don't be afraid to press. See how beautiful that's gonna be? All that pepper pressed in there when you eat it. Yeah, we'll season it again when we cut it, and now right on the rack. No walls. So that means it's gonna get that browning from the oven. I'm gonna wash my hands. Now, for the purposes of a good sauce, I like to avoid the classic flour, thickener, whatever else, so I'm just gonna take a few cloves of garlic with a little olive oil. How many cloves is this? 9. It's anywhere from 9 to 30 cloves of garlic, depending on what kind of family you have. And these are shallots. And I'm just kind of thick cutting them, because these vegetables are gonna get tender, because this meat is gonna cook for a few hours, so we have time. And if you cut your vegetables bigger, they won't burn when they ride along with a long cooking cut of meat. So you're doing yourself a favor. See that? Kind of thick wedges of shallot. I give them a little oil too. Let's give them a little salt too. And we're just gonna kind of park them. The rack also elevates the roast off the bottom of the pan. Whew, these onions are making me cry, or maybe it's my love life. This rack elevates the roast off the bottom, which means more air circulates. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven slow and low. Then we're gonna take it out to rest a little bit, and then we're gonna give it a real high heat at the end. So I'm gonna cook this at 220 degrees Fahrenheit, slow and low. I'm counting about 15 minutes a pound for starters. Simple to remember. Rare to medium rare is anywhere from 120 to 125 Fahrenheit when you insert a meat thermometer in the thickest part. I like a little digital easy read thermometer, and I'll just stick it in the thickest part to see where I'm at. You have got to cook these with a thermometer. You can do time, temperature, this, that. Thermometer is what's up. I'm a chef, I use it. So I keep my thermometer handy. We're gonna start with a base time of 15 minutes per pound, 8 pounds, 6 times 2 times X, carry the 3 is 2 hours at 220 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's low. That oven is chill. That's like a warm bath. Then we'll pull it out and we'll have a look and we'll see where we're at. And then we'll jack up the temp and get that extra browning in and talk about these veg. So we'll get this in the oven and we'll come back and see what it looks like in 2 hours. So we've been at 220 for an hour and 40 minutes. You see we're at what? See, we're still pretty raw, 92. We're raw. Cooking, moving along in the water, nice vegetables, but not there. So now I'm jacking the oven to 400 and we're gonna bring the next 30 degrees in a high heat and get this all crispy. Remember where we made those nice scores? You can see where the ridges are getting nice and crispy and brown where we made those cuts. That's a nice touch. You don't want to eat this raw. 92 degrees is just about where we never want to eat anything other than maybe a cup of coffee or so. So I'm gonna put this back in the oven at 400 now and really ramp it up, crisp the skin and cook it, finish. But it's been cooking slow and low like this. Cracked pepper, salt, and tons of attitude. So I put it at 400. And we're gonna crisp up that skin and bring it to rare, medium rare, around 125-ish. All right, our prime rib. I'm just gonna stand, it's still pretty hot. I need to use a cleaver today. Oh yeah. Are you ready? Doesn't it look beautiful? It's a perfect medium rare. See salt on there? A little more pepper on the inside. Remember, the inside didn't get any seasoning. Tiny bit of drippings from the pan. And horseradish. Freshly grated fresh horseradish. Stop it. This is for me, and this is for you. Does this look amazing, or is it me? This is at 120, like 9-ish. 8, 9. Perfect medium rare. Just the drippings from the board. Prime rib, piece of cake. 15 minutes a pound, 8 pounds, 2 hours in the oven at 220, and then we'll jack up the temp. Perfect medium rare.